I'd like to call the work session meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Romanek?
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Commissioner Sui?
Here.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Here.
Commissioner Casabun?
Here.
May we please stand to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
There are none, Mayor.
Presentation seeing none. Public comment on agenda items only. If anybody from the public would like to come to the podium, please state your name. Address your concerns. Please limit your concerns for 5 minutes. Seeing nobody, I will close public comment on agenda items only. Discussion of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a little update on public safety. I want to talk a little bit about the PD. The police department has continued to have difficulty in the process of filling anticipated 15 open police officer positions. A total of 87 applications were received in total. 87, folks. Over half failed a portion of their background investigation or withdrew their interest in the position. The remaining candidates were assigned for full background investigations and physical assessment with an academy scheduled from August to January. So it looks like at this time we are luckily putting in some candidates. The department continues to participate in the Click It or Ticket and distracted driving enforcement programs, and will be adding UEZ-funded patrols, which is what we talked about and approved last meeting. PD right now has 71 officers on the roster, with 61 being available for duty. We are budgeted for 85 officers at a budget that has been in place for many years. So that's my update on the PD. I just got an email leaving the house from Chief John Feltus at the rescue squad. I want to let everybody know this is EMS Recognition Week. See an EMT, say hi, say bye, say boo, whatever. The best part about this email is that Ambulance 26, which had the major engine situation, will be returning to service tomorrow morning. With that, that's all, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt, for those updates. Commissioner Sui.
Yeah, first, just to address the police department, I know you guys had stated that our problems would be solved with Manning. So how many people are you actually sending to the academy?
Right now, till they have one more psych eval to go through. Mm-hmm. We don't know if we'll lose those candidates, so right now I can't give that number till that.
Well, you have a number till then. What's the current number? You'll have more.
The number till right then is 15, till now.
So you're still spending 15. Mm-hmm. So that's the same number you said before.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That's all we got out of that group of candidates that applied.
Okay, so that's the number you said you were going to send, so
Yep.
that, okay. Parking, I don't know if you guys gave any issue to the parking stuff on High Street or the correspondence from Jim's Lunch. I know we all got, did you guys think about that? You come up with anything, any alternatives, anything?
Well, it's not like we're gonna have more land somewhere in the area. Again, I mean, we're not gonna be able to build a parking garage. I mean, I don't think we have that kind of money laying around. I think the only thing that we're going to be able to do is just to keep vehicles moving from just sitting in the same area, preventing other people from parking in there, is enforcing, rules. Limited parking for a limited amount of hours in a certain amount of area. If we were to take over the Jim's Lunch parking lot, that could be an area that we could monitor. So it's, basically used for Jim's Lunch and not, 8-hour shifts for those in the area. I mean, I think that's going to be the cheapest way out, the last discussion that we had on it.
Well, I don't know why we would do that, but I was just curious if you guys had any new ideas, that's all.
I'm pretty sure they're looking for us to give them a roadmap, gyms. Myself, I'm trying to do all the work before I go across the street to see just what control, what ability we may have, especially with the buses being parked down on the city parking lot. That's big. But as always, with certain situations in certain places in town, we have to make sure we're sure of what we bring forward before we do, to be careful of what we say and upsetting people.
All right, next question is, street paving at Laurel Lake. We had put money aside in a bond for that. There was, I think, another $160,000. Any plans to proceed with that? It was in the hands of engineering. I don't know if you're,
We had a meeting with this today. Thank you, Commissioner Casabun, for having me with Streets and Roads and Engineering. Yeah, we do have Laurel Lake, and it's the amount of $280,000 for those projects down there. Right now, we're evaluating, and I believe we're actually going to move forward with trying to present a grant for a bigger area. We're working on the details with engineering to try to get the linear footage for that area. And because of that, and because of other reasons like the force main project and the secondary project at the wastewater facility, engineering is very limited with time. Unfortunately, and in our discussion today, we talked to engineering, and we believe that it is beneficial for the city to kind of hold off instead of paying for a consultant or another engineering firm to come in here to get these plans together and get everything moving forward with other streets, that we should wait, hold the money, and wait for our engineering so we can handle it in-house, try to save as much money as we can so when the project comes, we can get more asphalt on the ground.
3 streets were paved last year, I believe.
Right.
What's the goal, the future goal? I mean, obviously,
We're looking to
ideally
proceed with it,
everything.
but right now, the amount was $280,000, that's what's left over.
So what do you, with that, how
We're
many-
still
how
looking
many-
to move forward in that area, but it's just, right now, it's just being pushed back a little
so
bit.
you have no timeline to do it?
Time, right.
If
That's
I can, just,
unfortunate, but okay.
if I can, just for a minute, Commissioner, while we're talking about roads, we got an email from DOT the other day. We've been getting daily, sometimes just bi-daily updates on the paving of Route 49. There will be no more night paving. All the work's gonna be at nighttime, but there will be no more night paving starting this Friday, because Memorial Day weekend is summer traffic, so paving will only be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the nighttime hours until they clear Millville. They're running all the way to Hopewell with this asphalt situation. I forgot to bring that forward.
The last thing I have is cannabis. I know that I asked for it to be put on the closed session, but there's some stuff in the open or public session I wanted to talk about. So as you guys know, the master plan has been completed by the planning board, and they're going to memorialize that resolution at their next meeting. So first of all, I want to thank the planning board for their hard work, especially Chairman Gallagher and our planner, Barbara Fegley. Now, I believe you guys have all received the emails of the part of the master plan that deals with the sale of cannabis, retail cannabis. There are several things in there we need to consider. The impact upon neighborhoods and areas where the sale of cannabis would be permitted, how many retail establishments we should have, and as I said, where they would be located. I asked for that part of the master plan to be first sent out for 2 reasons. I think there'll probably be some points of contention among not only the public as to where and how many, but probably among the commission as well as to the detail of the ordinances. Second, it's important to do this correctly and with expediency, as retail sales of cannabis will be an important source of revenue that we're desperately going to need in the coming years, especially with what's going on, which we will discuss during the regular session. Now, there's a couple of issues to be discussed in closed session about this, and I'm looking forward to hearing your folks' thoughts on this. As I said, you probably would want the first one open by January, I would think at least. It probably isn't going to affect us, but it's certainly going to have a huge impact on the next commission, especially in terms of revenue.
Absolutely, sitting on the planning board, this was an expedited push because of the continuous, since the previous commission administration approved 1 through 4, but for just as in the cannabis nature and, no pun intended, of the growing of the business of cannabis in the state of New Jersey, from former business administrator Ray Perry to now Mr. Cauchi, fields probably hundreds of phone calls in a month just related on retail specific. So it was an expedited push with getting the master plan, but with reviewing where and how cannabis. The state outlines a lot, the state as being the Cannabis Regulatory Commission, the CRC, outlines it very detailed, but, it gives interpretation for municipalities from those details, from the rules and laws that the CRC has set with cannabis. There is some manipulation that the planning board, the commission can choose to do. So they've given us a very good outline and respect. I know we're going to disagree with it on some of it. Cannabis is just a business. We cannot discriminate on what it is. It is a business that's going to provide very well much needed assets to the city, with the CRC in the state of New Jersey allowing us to get 2% from those now classes 1 through 6 in the city of Millville. So we got to look at it carefully. We want what's best always with any type of business here in the city of Millville to move to not let it be here short and quick, but have tenure and let it be a good business partner here in the city of Millville. Like we have many businesses that do so that much. So it will be always a topic point, but yes, to get it pushed through this commission and ratified in our city government is the next step forward.
You guys know how I feel about it. I'm not going to speak, too much against it. That's just, my own belief. I'm just not going to support it. I'll probably abstain as, for that reason. Not having any experience and being introduced to this seat, you see the importance of generating revenue, and yeah, this is you definitely can. That's why I'm not going to, push it away, for my own sake. I think it is going to be a good thing for the city, but just something I can't support.
Very well.
And I
That's all I
think
have.
everybody up here knows it. Present it, let's go, bring it on.
We guys should read that recommendation of the planning board, and then you might have an opinion on if we should do it that way or we should modify that.
Yeah, I believe the city will, we will, the Board of Commissioners, we will modify it in certain areas. Just to appease, I don't want it to drag on, meeting after meeting. I do want to get this rectified. So, and with good reason as well. So yes, please do review that. Anything else, Commissioner Sui?
That's all.
Thank you. Commissioner Casabun.
I just have one. I'm assuming you all have the letter from the Holly City Development Corporation that they're not renewing. I'm very disheartened over that, and I'm concerned of who is going to be taking over this.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Go
Can I help you out with
please.
that? So
Thank
when
you.
when the commission first took over, I had asked Heather Santoro to do it.
Right.
And she said, we don't want to do it, but we will do it for you. So, and I sent her an email thanking her, and I really do appreciate it. I was going to wait till the next meeting. I really do appreciate all her help with that, and she was a big help. And Samantha Cruz will be taking that over. Heather is willing to help her. There's correspondence doing that. Samantha's very capable, and
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sure she'll
sure.
just...
There is
she'll-
absolutely.
She'll do just fine with it. She's already been in contact with the state, as well as with the
Great.
Vineland UEZ. So everything's, seems to be under control at this
Good.
point.
Thank you.
Seems to be.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I've talked with Commissioner Sui and also with Heather and Sam. It's in the works, obviously, you just said for the next meeting to be ratified.
Great.
Yeah, thank you to Heather and Holly City Development Corp. It's a shame that we lost that partnership, and I think this commission should really reflect on the actions that prevented, or that could have prevented, losing that partnership. It's a shame. They did a lot for us, and they were good to work with, always open with communication, and always a phone call away. So thank you out to them.
Well, we didn't lose a partnership. We lost a UEZ coordinator. I think the partnership can still exist. I don't see why it can't. As I said, they didn't want to do it to begin with. We all kind of voted for what may or may not have precipitated the final straw, I don't know, but it was a unanimous vote.
And I'll just go with everybody else's sentiments. I thank both of the Heathers for what they did. And I feel Sam is going to be good at taking care of it. She may have to shuffle some other things around or whatever, because she's got a heck of a load on her plate anyhow, just every day-to-day doings. So thank you, Holly City Development Corp., and thank you, Sam, for picking it up.
Anything else?
Well, it's just that Sam will definitely do a good job. I just hope it doesn't overwhelm her, you know, with her other day-to-day
Well,
operations.
she got rid of one of her day-to-day operations, which I think will be explained later.
Okay, that's great, all right. But yes, definitely, it's been a pleasure working with, the little time that I've had working with Holly City Development Corporation. Both Heathers have been phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Casabun. Vice Mayor Watson, go ahead.
Yeah, just so there's no residents out there, I get it twisted. Yeah, it is a shame that we have to push, maybe the project off for Little Lake. I don't know how long, but just, I usually reflect on this for reports of commissioners during a regular session. But our engineering department's very busy. Obviously, we have the wastewater treatment upgrade, which is the installment of the new clarifier. We have the wastewater solids dewatering upgrade. We're looking to try to find funding to support that project, as we have a TWA. It's getting ready to expire, which will essentially save money on disposal costs, as we mentioned before. They have the Ireland Avenue pump station upgrade. That's the force main leaving the pump station. We have the Laurel Lake water distribution system. We have South Millville water main upgrades, Woodland Avenue project, Coventry Way. We have citywide water meter upgrades. We have the Pleasant Drive asphalting. We have the Ware Avenue wells number 15 and number 16. We have the airport treatment facility, well 2A. Geisinger Avenue, well 18. The Four Season Development Phase 2. We have White Marsh storm drainage system that they're reviewing. They have the Ellencourt 48-inch storm sewer. They have the Parks and Public Properties. They have Fire Department roof repairs. They have Worldwide Turbines. They have the Airport Industrial Park. They have the Four Seasons upgrade. And I have about 4 more pages of project that our engineering department's working on. So before anybody from Laurel Lake wants to blow me up on Facebook or call me out because I said a comment, don't get it twisted. It's not getting pushed back on the burner. It's something that we still have in the works, but unfortunately we just can't move as fast as we would like to. The decision was made to try to keep as much funding as we can to get as much done as we can. And that means that we're not going to be able to spend as much on consulting or having another engineer come in and do the work when we could do it in-house. Other than that, the other item I wanted to discuss was the CFO position. We have a CFO position posted, and there's been limited interest in it. And obviously with that, we did have one really good candidate, but unfortunately we weren't able to meet the salary that was desired. So I wanted to bring up in discussion today how everybody felt about increasing the salary ordinance to try to attract a CFO. I believe the ordinances are, well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the number, but I'm sure you could do your homework.
It's
after the
public
meeting.
information.
Yeah, it's
I believe it's like 124,000 in that area. Just getting everybody's take on it to see if it's something that we're interested in to try to get a CFO. I believe ours is leaving, in a few months.
As long as what's fair and comparable to other municipalities, the running that Millville and Vineland don't get along. See what Vineland makes. They're a bigger city, but keep the obviously we're a very complex city as well as Vineland. So just look and see what other comparable cities and towns of our size, and see what goes from there, and then let everybody know.
Definitely have to be compatible, and we also have to be competitive. So definitely.
So I'm fine with just.
So
figuring
it's
out.
something that we're all willing to look at and to, kind of consider.
Within reason.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, perhaps a table could be made that would show what the CFOs are earning at the county level and in the other neighboring municipalities.
Very well.
Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you. I have nothing at this time. Seeing no new business, public comment. We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, address your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, Tim Sperania. Commissioner Casabun,
Yes.
easy one. I appreciate the fact that the city only has one street sweeper. I've been here
Correct.
39 years, and, you know, to see it in the outskirts of the city and that outlying neighborhoods is far and few between. I think I could probably count on my hand how many times I've seen it in the last 10 years. That being said, I was happy to see it in our neighborhood this past week, with the exception that the brush hasn't been picked up yet. So they went around it. You can see the lines from the street sweeper. Is there a possibility they come back through after the brush is picked up?
I will give him a call tomorrow. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
And what street is that, Mr. Spragna?
It's White Marsh Estates. They went
White
through the whole
Marsh
neighborhood.
Estates. Okay, thank you. And in for that, just to let you know, from my understanding, street sweepers has certain sections, but if, you must have had some other things going on in that area, so they must have come out. But thank you for bringing that to my attention, and we'll take care of it.
Like when the leaves are picked up, they
Right,
follow
right.
through when the leaves are picked
Okay.
up. They came through this week and the brush has it.
Okay, we got it. Thank you.
Patricia Kears, 409 Peach Drive. I just want to make mention of two things. The parking around the city lots. A couple of people were concerned about the buses that are parked behind the Taekwondo place. I just want to remind everybody that this is a small business, and it's part of what they do with their business, and I think there should be a way to compromise with them so that their business can be supported. The other comment I have before you go into public or into private session is the cannabis retail. I don't feel that they should be in Center City area. I think they should be kept in the industrial parks on the outskirts. I think Wade Boulevard would be a good place. The industrial park out there, it's right off of 55. And for people going to the shore, they would probably get a lot of business. And people wouldn't have to go as far to get to that retail position as they would in Vineland going to Delsey Drive. I also think the airport is another good place. It's not near residential areas. And I think it will give the city ratables that are needed. And I don't feel any of these businesses should be given pilots or tax abatements in any form because they are for profit. And I don't think that, and everybody wants to get into this business. It's very popular. I don't think that we should give them these tax breaks on the backs of the taxpayers. Thank you.
Mrs.
Thank you, Mrs. Kears.
Exactly the spots I've been thinking of and my thoughts.
Mary Messicker of Millville. I kind of agree with Mrs. Kears. It shouldn't be within the city, especially if the city is going to go ahead and do this for the godforsaken almighty dollar, which I do understand we need ratables. But also remember, it was posted in the newspapers about the problem that Vineland had with the smell from the various dispensaries. The city said no to doing something that would have possibly been a way of helping those that have an addiction who wanted to get off of it. City said no, but yet the city's going to stand by and say yes to retailing this. Growing it is one thing. Yeah, I understand it's a business, and I understand we can get an extra 2%. That's a little more money than what they normally would have been giving us. And I agree, they shouldn't be able to get a tax break. Nobody else is getting it. And those that have asked for it are doing a legitimate business that isn't hurting anyone, like grocery stores, department stores. We all need them. This, I'm sorry, me personally, this is one time I can actually say I agree with Commissioner Watson. I myself don't approve of it, but it's a possibility that it's going to happen. And if it does, I feel it shouldn't be anywhere near within our city limits at all, now or ever.
Can I readdress one thing? Or do I have to wait? I'll wait for the microphone. I just was about the CFO salary. My-
Go
I
ahead.
just wanna let you
Please
know my
come up to the microphone.
I'm sorry. Tim Speroni again. So,
Not as anybody else.
I know somebody on the CCUA board, and they have a CPA as their CFO, and their salary is $120,000 a year, just to give you for comparison. Sounds a little low, but it's a small board too, right?
There you go. Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing that, I will close public comment. Comments of Commissioner Hewitt? Closing
Nothing,
comments?
nothing at this time.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes, I would agree that no retail cannabis would get a tax file or an abatement, nor would a retail grower. So we're on the same page with that. I don't think there's anybody up here, can't speak for them, but I don't think there's anybody up there here that would vote for that.
Correct.
And nobody's
Correct.
suggesting that we do so.
Correct.
With that, progress.
Not even the businesses. Thank you. Commissioner Casabun?
No, thank you.
Vice Mayor Watson?
No, thank you.
There for me. Resolutions.
Resolution authorizing closed session for the following matter: discussion of cannabis retail sales.
Move the resolution.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.